Sup everyone, I'm your female otaku, and I'm here to review episode 5 of Sword Oratoria. And once again, the light novel readers are giving me some very interesting information about this adaptation. For one, you know how I and many of us were surprised with last week's episode with how dark and serious it got, and it did not feel like DanMachi at all. Turns out this is how DanMachi is supposed to be, or at least how Sword Oratoria is supposed to be. And that this adaptation hasn't really been the best when it comes, you know, to being an adaptation. And that this whole serious dark tone mood should have happened since the beginning. I believe I already mentioned before that Lefiya is not the main character in Sword Oratoria, but it is Eyes. So very interesting that now all of a sudden things are following the light novel, or at least I hope they are right now. Maybe they got the tone right, but perhaps maybe some order of events got switched around. I don't really know. So once again, light novel readers, do let me know what you thought of this episode and how it is as an adaptation. So Loki goes to meet with Uranus, or have I've been calling him Uranus, but you know, that's just me. And Loki tells him that she suspects some fishy business going on within the guild. So I'm gonna assume that's like the higher up gods. So this kind of reminds me something similar that happened in like the recent chapters of Noragami, which by the way, if you didn't know, Noragami manga is on hiatus, so that sucks. Uranus does agree that yes, there have been fishy business going on in the past, at least, with the guild and like gods and stuff like that, that yes, they have done some bad things, but at the moment he told Loki that he doesn't know anything. Not too sure how true that is, because it does seem like he has an accomplice who is definitely doing something shaky, but I guess we'll dive into that more later on. The murderer, or should we now call this person the tamer as the other characters do, just so happened to be in disguise. She disguised herself as a man, and I believe that is the same disguise that was used to give Lulune that was her name, like Lulune or Luluna, I forgot her name, but to give Lulu the assignment, the quest. I believe that is the same exact disguise. So she reveals herself and calls Eyes Aria, the name of Eyes' mom. It doesn't seem like Eyes knows too much of her past, either that or she completely forgot it because she was a little kid, but maybe her memories were erased because I can't really tell how old she is in those flashbacks. Like I don't really know how old she is now. I could say that she looks 9 in the flashbacks, but turns out she was really 4. I could say that she was 4, but turns out she was really 12. I honestly don't know. But definitely something is up with Eyes' memories, whether they were erased or she just forgot about it naturally. Let's give some major props to the boss. Oh my lord, the boss! Ooh, he knows what's up. This man actually, you could say, defeated Tamer. Like, I wouldn't exactly say he defeated, because it was sort of stopped midway with this battle, the Tamer versus the boss, Finn. But the Tamer, she realized that boss was on another level from her, so she decided to make an escape. But he knew what was up, man. Oh my gosh, he tricked her and brought up another weapon. He punched her in the freaking face, like, whoa! Finn, I see why Tiona's in love with you. Dude's got skills. He's definitely not the boss for no reason, that's for sure. And the fact that he was able to keep a level head instead of Eyes is something. So Eyes decides to stay behind. She's very upset that she is not stronger. And this has been brought up before back in episode 2. But now she's really motivated to get stronger because she actually found a worthy opponent that wasn't a creature. So Eyes decides to stay behind, and Rivera decides to stay behind with her, because she knows Eyes isn't going to listen, and she has a feeling that Eyes is going to blow up. And by blow up, I don't really think she means physically, like explosion, you know. I don't think she's gonna burst into pieces, but perhaps go all out, you know, with her fighting style and stuff. Or maybe she'll level up right in front of Rivera. I don't really know, but I guess we'll see. I just realized I was calling her Rivera. I have in my notes her name is Riveria, my bad. Another interesting episode. I'm so surprised that this is DanMachi still. And hey, Lefiya's not around. She's gonna leave. We're not gonna see her next episode. At least I hope we're not gonna see her next episode, because oh boy, does this girl ruin so in the mood. Another thing that the light novel readers told me is that they add a lot more fan service than there should have been. And it was even the same thing back with the previous season of DanMachi, so wow, I'm just completely surprised. I mean, I do believe the light novel isn't ecchi, but I believe they add in more fan service, or I really should say more ecchi moments to the anime than there originally were in the light novel. So again, very interesting stuff here. But let me know your thoughts on this episode. Are you liking the tone so far? Are you liking where this season is heading? Or do you prefer things to go back to the way they were? And catch you later as I review The Promised Neverland. I'm your female otaku, signing